So hello guys, this video will be a little bit more difficult than the other videos probably. Not that much, I mean I will sculpt again, I will do character. But this time we will do this character, which is a character in our newest game of Gameloft Bulgaria, which I'm working in. And we decided to do kind of a live. It's not exactly live, there will be recorded videos, but I will do it live. I will do this character, and let me show you the game quickly. This is the game that we are working. It has a lot of heroes and yeah. For example, this one you see, you can rotate them, you can put abilities on them. They have abilities, of course, you can upgrade them and stuff. So the game is pretty nice, but the idea here is to make a character for a real game in YouTube before the character is in the game, which I don't think has ever been done in the history of YouTube. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure, but we may try to do it for a commercial game. I mean, a game which is not indie game or something. So this is the character. Let's see what exactly this character looks like. I will do it in Blender, yeah. So he is like thick, I would say fat, but whatever, yeah. He is a werewolf. We have werewolves, vampires, and humans. This is a werewolf character, and it's pretty nice looking. I mean, the concept artist, probably he will be able to maybe speak in some of the next videos, hopefully. We'll hopefully get included also the game designer, and we'll speak about the process of creation of characters and the process of creation of game. And yeah, probably very interesting things, but for now, I have to tell you, and I will tell you how I do some characters. So I received the task just a few minutes ago, maybe half an hour ago. I received the task. They tell me you have to do this character, and I saw the concept and I said amazing. And we have a full concept of this in the back, which is his weapon or whatever, his accessories. So we can see this. If something is unclear, I of course will go to the concept artist or to my lead artist, and I will speak to them. They will make the things clear. So everything is okay. We are team working here. Everything is very nice. So the next thing, we have this amazing view from the front. We have view from the back. We have view from the side, and just view of the glove and his other hand. So this type of concept is ideal. Most of the time you don't get this ideal concept, but now we have it, which is great, and we can start it. I always start my characters from the head. So let's start the character here. So I will just put this on the side just to see the head, and I will start to make a basic human head. Of course, I don't need this cube, and I will hide the camera and light, and I will Shift A to go to UV sphere, and then Control Tab down to go to sculpt mode, and then I can press X for symmetry and start working on the character. Let me see where is my front. When I press 1 on my keyboard, I will get to the front view, but 1 on the numpad keyboard. So yeah, I will disable here the floor and the grid maybe, because I don't need, and we can continue. So this guy doesn't have a huge neck. I mean, he doesn't have any neck probably, but we will see in the process of creation how it will work. Let me see, by the way, probably we'll be able to separate the head and the body. This I always do, because separation of the head and body is very important, since the head has a lot of details and the body doesn't have that much detail. So I don't want to mix them together, because the mesh, the resulting mesh, will be very big, and especially for Blender this will be kind of difficult. So now I'm trying to kind of achieve the result of the concept. Let's see it more closely. Okay, so now I'm not interested in noses, in mouths and stuff like this, since I just want to make a basic shape of the head. Let's see the other concepts here. Yeah, so his head here in the top is a little bit smaller, and then it becomes wider, although the hairs here are making it a little bit more wider than it is, so we'll see. Okay, it's time to Control R to remesh, and when I remesh now, we have a very much better view. So from the side view, it's very useful for me to see where is the forehead, where is the where's the mouth, so the forehead is a little bit more backward, like this, and the mouth here, and yeah, probably he's not that thin in the head. And then I'll do what I always do. I press M for mask. I mask here, A, and left to invert the mask, and then I make just basic form of the ears. I don't need anything just more special. Then with A and right mouse, not right mouse, but A and go to the right. A is the key for masking, but you probably know that, or if you don't, of course you have to go and find some course about Blender, and it happens that I have one, but you can see it in my channel. It's the previous video before this one, I think. It's my Blender for Absolute Beginners course, which you can check out. It's the promo of the course, it's not the course itself. So now I'm doing the nose. The course is sold in ArtStation, in Udemy, whatever. But it doesn't matter right now. I'm doing this. So now, by the way, this draw sharp brush is a little bit more interesting than the other brushes, but whatever. So the nose is very, very short. So it's very close to the eyes. And we will do that. And in the beginning, I'm not interested in details that much. I'm not interested in any things than just putting some forms. And after that, I will, of course, revise those forms. They're not permanent. I'm putting them now, but then I will go ahead and revise them. I need more polygons, more resolution, but don't go with too much resolution too fast, because this will eat your ass. It will not be good. So be careful with that. And let's continue. I will smooth a little bit. And the nose here, let me just go with my draw sharp brush and try to make the nose a bit nicer. I'm just searching for the forms now. I'm not completely able to copy the concept from the beginning. It's almost never possible, even for a kind of experienced artist as myself. It's always searching for the forms. I'm just doing something, if it's working or not, and stuff like this. Now I will go to here and I will try to see the distance between the nostrils and the eye is very small. So let me try to kind of make the eyes, they will be here, and the nostrils, I will grab them and pull them a little bit more up. The nose should be more like this. And yeah, basically he's not very pleasant character to look at. He's not a good looking chick or something, but he's very interesting. And also, the main thing that I want in a concept is to be a good drawing. And this is, as you can see, pretty good. So when I saw it, I said, okay, this character is very nice. It's looking good. And of course, as with most games, we have to make his mouth open and teeth inside. So that's what we're gonna do, of course. Okay. So as I told you, hopefully in the future videos, I'm speaking like a robot. So in the future videos, we'll hopefully get in touch with the game designer, with one of our marketing specialists, and some other guys probably involved in the production of the game. And we'll be able to talk about some things that involve game creation, which probably will be interesting. Some inside things that you will never be able to see in anywhere else probably. And this will involve making a real character from the game. Which I think, yeah, it's pretty much... I've never seen something like this. By the way, you see, here I made it like a normal person, but he has a very big kind of a fat area here. So if I don't do that, it will not be nice. Here also, we see those things. Yeah, let's analyze it a little bit more. I'm not able to analyze it because my analyze tool is not working. I don't know why. But whatever. I probably should restart it. Okay, I think I was able to restart my Analyze tool. Okay, yes. So you see, he has this kind of crease, which is going like this. He has a very huge mouth, which is M shape in this case. And we have these areas here, which if we do, he will start to look like this. Probably his lower lip is a little bit further forward than the upper lip, which probably, but we will test it and see. This is his cheekbone, and here, of course, this is his orbit of the eye. And yeah, the guy who is making this is pretty good. He knows what he's doing. And I'm not sure exactly who he is, probably one of the guys from the Romanian studio which we are working with. They are amazing artists, but we'll have to see which one and if he will be able to join us at some of the other videos to tell us more about how he created the characters. And as I told you, we will probably see also the game designers. And as you know, or you don't know, the process of creation of one character like this starts from the game designers. They decide with the producers and everybody involved in this, which producers and game designers mostly, they decide what kind of character they want. So we want a character in this case, which is kind of a fat, he's a tank, because this is a werewolf tank. He's a tank, he's kind of strong, but fat strong, okay. He's kind of ugly, but powerful. He's a werewolf, of course. He has goggles on his head. He has some interesting, other things. And this thing on his back, he's probably some kind of a drunk. He probably drinks a lot, I'm not sure. But these kind of things. And they decide how to proceed after that. They give it to the concept artist, this description, and maybe some pictures of similar guys from the movies or other games. And then the concept artist is starting to work. He's making some sketches. Hopefully he will be able to show us some, but we'll see. And they kind of take like a few days. And after that, he showed the sketches to the guys, and they decide which one they like. And they say this one, and he is making it into a drawing, into a nice drawing, the sketch. So this is how the character is created, and then he's giving it to me, the 3D artist. I'm making it high poly, then low poly, everything in Blender, of course. Then we are making the textures in Substance Painter, baking and everything in Substance Painter, and then I'm giving it the model to the texture artists. They are doing their job, and that time the animators are taking over and starting to animate the mesh, the low poly. And that's basically how you do it. This is how the character is created. So if we can talk to all the people involved in the process, it will be pretty nice. But this is just an idea, we'll see how it works. Maybe this video will not see the light of the day, because we still don't have approval to show this character. But if the video is on my YouTube channel, we already have an approval, and we are live, and probably will proceed, and we will kind of make meetings while I sculpt with the guys involved in the process. So now he doesn't look like much, because he doesn't have his hair, he doesn't have his teeth, and he looks like just a normal drunk from the neighborhood. The very mad guy, I mean, yeah. Because his life was not very generous to him. His wife left him, and his kids also left, and they are always mad at him, and they don't want to come to visit him in prison. No, it's just, yeah, we have to think about the characters a little bit, not just to do them, just we can kind of think of a story. What kind of story? I'm increasing the size of the polygons also again, decreasing the size of the polygon, increasing the poly count in this case, which is done by Shift R and then Control R, Shift R and then moving the mouse and then Control R. Now I would like to put some teeth, But first I would like to make his mouth a little bit smaller. I'm looking at the concept, looking at my work, looking at the concept, and see where am I wrong, where my model is not exactly like the concept. Sometimes it not need to be exactly like the concept, but since the concept is pretty nice, I would like to be as close as possible to the concept awesomeness. And yeah, we 3D artists are like this. I thought about this, and when I see a good concept in ArtStation or whatever, I like to pay a tribute to that concept most of the time. And if I have time, I like to make it in 3D. And this is how I can make a tribute, because you know, most of us 3D artists, we were 2D artists before that. We kind of draw also, and we are not that far away from this, and we always appreciate a good concept. Okay. Now here we have an upper eyelid that I haven't done, but still I don't have enough polygons yet, so it's okay. Doesn't matter that much. I think already it looks kind of promising. It's not the best, it's not the worst. Maybe we should decrease the nose, but all these things will come after we make the hair. And we can make by basics of the hair. How can I do this basics of the hair? I can go to my object mode and Shift A and add a UV sphere, of course. Then I can go back to sculpt mode, and now from this sphere I will make everything, hair and those hairs on the side also. And there will be just a placeholder for now. Maybe at some point I will make them separately, although it's not always the case. I mean, sometimes I leave this placeholder and it stays, so it's fine. We'll see. Control R, just to have more polygons. Inflate here. And he looks bad. I mean, yeah. This is not, I mean, yeah, if it was some nice, sexy vampire lady, of course, it will be nicer, but yeah, this character is also interesting, and it's a little bit more kind of different than a nice vampire lady. Okay, I'm just moving here and just doing this. Of course, I may need a little bit more geometry here, but we'll see. Yeah, probably a little bit more. Okay, and now you see I'm working pretty quickly in Blender. That's how I achieve that. Is I started using Blender exclusively 2 months ago, exactly 2 months ago. But I was using everyday Blender for at least 6 hours every day. So when you're using it that much, you definitely get good in it. It's inevitable. So that's why I kind of am pretty fast in Blender already. And I'm fast in any software I use because, you know, time is money. So we have to be fast. And also I don't like to you know, mess around. I like to do the job and get it done. I don't like to stay and look at it from here, look at it from there. Sometimes it's very useful to just look, just stay like this and you know, and you see some things, but sometimes you don't see some things. And sometimes just working on it, at some point you will definitely see the things and it will be fine. So working is the best way. Just keep working on it. Now I'm changing the meshes, which I'm working on by Alt-Q and over the object. So if I'm here, Alt-Q, if I'm here, Alt-Q, and you notice that the mesh changes. Alt-Q is in Blender 3.0 and above. And before that, it was some other shortcut, but now it's this Alt-Q. And it's very convenient. Even in edit mode, you can use it also. If I go to edit mode, this is edit mode with tab, then I can change also with Alt-Q over the mesh. I'm not clicking anything, I'm just Alt-Qing. So this is pretty nice. Go back to sculpt mode. I don't see exactly what's happening here, so I will check out if these things are more clear in here. No, it's not. It's not very clear in here, but yeah, it's more clear in here. So the thing is that from the front view, we need the silhouette to be something like this. That's absolutely visible. So we will do it. And I don't care about my geometry here. It's just a placeholder for now. It may stay as a main mesh, but for now it's just a placeholder. So I will use it as such. We need it just to make sure this is kind of right. By the way, you might notice that my camera and background is a little bit better quality. That's because one guy, one morning, just reached me in Instagram. I will not say his name. Let's say his name is Gavin, for example. And he reached me in Instagram and said, I understand that you have a video card which was 1080. My video card was 1080 NVIDIA. And I like your videos on YouTube and I want to give you one video card. It's not as much, it's not much bigger than yours, much better, but it's better than yours. It's 2080. And I say, this will allow me to use NVIDIA broadcast software, which is the software for removing background. I mean, this is one of the uses. And I said, okay, I didn't believe him at first that much. But he looked, he's an artist, and I look at his Instagram, he's doing pretty interesting things. So I decided to trust him. I gave him his address and my address. And after 3 weeks, I think, the video card is here and now I'm working with it. And I'm using NVIDIA broadcast software for this background removal, which is kind of nice. So some things like this sometimes happen. There are good people out there. Okay. That's it. So we have this, it's here, this is here, but we may need to move it a little bit up. And we may need to make just one more in here. And let's see what we'll do. Yeah, this probably will change at some point, but for now, I think it's looking good. I will increase the resolution a little bit. Smooth. Okay. You know, in the beginning of every model, I want to make the head look as good as possible, to look as much as possible as the concept. And when I'm ready with this for a few hours, when I look at the head and I say, okay, this head looks pretty good, then I go to the body and then everything kind of starts to work, because the head is pretty important. And when the head is there, and I always see it when I'm making the body, I see the head, and it's like everything is much nicer to, I mean, yeah, this is my workflow. This is how I roll, I may say. Here we can make some things like this. Of course, those, especially hair strands, probably it will be better to make them separately, from separate meshes. But for now, I will just want to see how this will look. That's why I will make it from the same mesh. It's not perfect to make it from the same mesh, but if you spend enough time and enough geometry, it will work, even for a game. Except if the game is like a computer title which is super huge and something, then it might not work. You might need more things. You might need more detail or something, but for this game that we are doing, if I spend enough time on this mesh, even if it's one mesh, the whole thing, it could work. I definitely think it could work. Although this is this is the second character I do completely in Blender for this game and for any game. Yeah, basically I'm still testing the waters a little bit, but I jumped into the deep by making the raid boss, which is a big boss with 4 hands and stuff like that. Yeah, I made it entirely in Blender, and he's pretty big. So a normal character will not be a problem, I think. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, now I need to make some teeth, because without teeth he will look not good. And he's not looking very good without teeth. He's looking strange. So let's make him some teeth. How to process with teeth? First I will go to object mode and add a cylinder. And this cylinder will be our teeth, basically. So I will go to edit mode, SZ, to scale it on Z axis. Then I will just scale it. And then I will move it forward. I can press G and then press Y, but it's the same. And I will put it here. So this could be our gums or the teeth. It depends. So his upper teeth are like this. Okay, it's no problem. So now I will just hide this. Shift, press tab, and then Shift D. And then I will go back to edit mode and put it down. So this is now copied, and I will start working on it in here in the sculpting mode. So let's see. Control R will break it a little bit. So I will increase the poly count and Control R. Now I can start. Let's see. With G, we have this, and we can have this bigger teeth. I can make them like teeth like this, and it's kind of done. No, it's not done, of course, but we see how he started to look like the concept a little bit more, because we have those teeth. And the teeth are very important for this kind of characters, of course. The back teeth are not as important, and in some characters they will be important, yes. But in our character, they don't open their mouths that much, so I'm not concerned about the back teeth that much. I'll probably do them just in case, but for now I need to rotate this. So I will go back to object mode. I will Shift D to duplicate it, accept it, and then I want to rotate it. So I will press R to rotate. It doesn't matter that the axis of rotation is here. I will just rotate it through here, and then I will go 180, and it's up there. And then I will press G and Z and put it down. And then I will go back to sculpt mode. And by the way, it's not exactly in the middle. So what I will do is I will go back to object mode, then press 1. And then I will move it a little bit more on the center. So press G and move it. Now Control A and accept all transformations. I will apply all transformations, otherwise it will not work. And now I will press the home button. It's not working. Okay, press the del button, then the home button, and our model is lost. So I did something and we lost our model. I applied the transformations. Now let's try home button again. Okay, now it's working. And now I will go to sculpt mode and continue working on it, of course, with X selected. X is the X symmetry. I will symmetrize so it's absolutely symmetrical, and I will try to do it like the concept. So those teeth to be going like this. So I will see again the concept. If this lower jaw is a little bit forward than the upper, and it looks like it is. It's not that much in this concept, but I think it will be better if we do it like this. So I will go to this and move the lower a little bit forward than the upper jaw. Okay. Then go here. And of course, for me also will be much more pleasant. Not much more pleasant, by the way. It will be pleasant, kind of, to work on a female, nice female model. Especially when I'm training now for my newest Blender course about... It will be a female, it will be pretty nice. And it will be a lot of anatomy. In a good way. So yeah, I'm training about that. But we'll see. For now, we are trying to achieve a good result with our concept here. Okay. Moving the teeth until we have something similar as the concept. It doesn't look exactly like the concept, but it will at some point look, especially when we start coloring, which will not be very soon. Although we can color it in any time. The problem with coloring here in Blender especially is when you remesh, most of the time you lose the color, the vertex color I mean. And if you color it with texture, of course, you cannot remesh because you will lose the UVs and the texture will disappear. So basically coloring here is a little bit tricky in the beginning stages. Of course, later you can always color it. So we will wait for later to color it, probably. Let's make his eye, the orbit of the eye, the upper part, a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think he's looking kind of like the concept, not too shabby, not too bad. Probably it will work. We'll see. I mean, now he doesn't look perfectly like the concept, but when we put the glasses or the goggles on top of his head, or at least we put some thing that looks like the goggles, just to see what happens. But it doesn't make sense to put things that looks like something. We better put the goggles themselves. So we'll probably make them on the side and put them there, or we'll make them there. I don't know, because they can be symmetrical. It's pretty easy. So probably we'll make them there. Now I'm continuing to make adjustments, since I'm not completely happy with my result just yet. Let's see it with matcap material. I think this matcap is kind of better representing the model. Teeth, the upper teeth. And why did I make a copy of the cylinder in the beginning and I make the teeth from the copy, not from the cylinder itself, from the original cylinder? Because if I need to make gums, and I probably will make gums, there will be a separate mesh in the beginning, of course, and then we'll see. Yeah, let's put some eyes. Sphere, Tab, S, Alt Z. Alt Z, by the way, is very, very useful to make a mesh transparent. It's pretty good. Okay, I don't need it anymore. I will push it here. Move it up. Yeah, the eyeballs are much smaller than many people think they are. And especially in this character, the eyeballs will be even smaller than most. But I will put them like this. And then I will adjust the eyelids according to the eyeball itself. When I start talking like a robot, this means that I am concentrated more in the work and I cannot exactly think about this, since English obviously is not my mother tongue. Mother tongue. Alright, yeah, we have to have fun sometimes when we work. Yep, there is something missing. I'm not sure exactly why he's not looking exactly like the concept, but it's always like this in the beginning. At some point, I will figure this out, and I will probably make it even better. and you will probably see how I'm doing it. Because we are now 34 minutes into making of this character, which is a pretty good timing. I will go to the eye, symmetrize it. Sometimes I don't symmetrize the eyes. I use the mirror, but now it doesn't matter. I mean, I always can delete one of the eyes and, you know, right click, shade smooth, go to the sculpt. And yeah, probably the shades will be the thing that will change the appearance of the character a little bit. I can go to the face again and make it even with denser geometry. I can wait a little bit. When pressing Ctrl R, I wait. And now I'll smooth. And when I smooth, after I smooth, I will go and sharpen. Yeah, that's how I do it. I will make sure some areas are sharper than the others. Here we can see what happens. Yeah, it's pretty nice. This is going like this. Here. And you can see that Blender is a pretty amazing software for free software. I would not say that it's exactly the same sculpt-wise as ZBrush, but it's not that different. And when you get used to it, and I get used to it, I sometimes have to go back to ZBrush, but not because I need it for work or something. I'm just a teacher. I teach ZBrush to some people, and I need to go back to ZBrush for that. And it's difficult for me after I go back to ZBrush, because when you get used to certain program, for sculpting especially, it's a little bit awkward to go back to some other program and stuff. But yeah, if we have to, we have to. Okay. Here I'll sharpen some areas just to see how it will look. Maybe the eyes could be smaller than that, but this could be achieved by just moving around those things in here. Those things are the eyelids. Yeah, I'm talking about the eyelids when I say those things. And you notice how close the eyebrows are to the nostrils. Super close. So you have to kind of figure out those things and see them in the concept. It took me many years to start seeing those things in the concepts. And also not only the ears, but people. When I work with certain people which are more demanding than others, I mean the concept artist, for example, if the concept artist is your art lead, for example, it's very good, especially if he's demanding of you to make the concept exactly as he imagined it. And he's returning feedback after feedback after feedback. And this is, yeah, it's annoying, I know, but also very useful, especially if the guy is good. And I have the pleasure to work with such guys. And it was not very pleasant for me in the beginning, but then I realized that I have gained a lot of knowledge, I have gained a lot of confidence, and I have become better artist from that engagement, I may say. So it's mostly good to have that engagement as a 3D artist. To be able to work from a concept for a 3D artist is one of the best skills. Of course, the other best skill that you have to have as a character artist is anatomy. It's very, 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 very important. I will mask this because I want to take the eyebrow and pull it down a little bit more, like this. So he's more like, I'm very frowny guy. Okay. Alright, so yeah, he's looking kind of nice, and probably we should end this video in around here, because I don't want it to make it too huge as a first video. I will repeat the things. So if you want to learn Blender, I'll probably put a link in the description of the promo of my course about Blender beginners. Also, if you want to try the game, you can go to Windows Store, you can go to Apple Store, or to to the on the read store and just write Heroes of the Dark, and the game will be there. It's a free game, but of course, if you want to be the best, it's not exactly free. But in the beginning, you can try it for free. I will not advise you to try it because it's very it's like heroin. It's very addictive. So you have to be careful with that. But if you want, or you feel like you need to get away from the war in Ukraine and other stuff, just to go into some different world, maybe you can try it. But be careful. If you get addicted very easily, it could be difficult for you to get away from the game at some point. Okay, here like this. Yeah, this we will probably work with our lead artist on this. He will give me feedback. I will send him a screenshot and he will draw over the screenshot. And that's why it's very nice to work in teamwork. And it's good quality if you are able to work with team. I mean, the teamwork always in the job descriptions is presented because you just have to. In such environment, you have to work with your team. Working alone is okay. If you are super nice, I mean, the best artist ever, it's okay. Okay. All right. But sometimes you really need to teamwork. You need to teamwork. That's very interesting. How to teamwork. I have to make a video how to teamwork. So, if you like this video, if you like to see more, if you like to see the game designer explaining, if you like to see everything, just say it. Don't worry about it. Just say it. And I will make more videos about this character. And since the character creation is more than 20 hours most of the time, he has a lot of things like the goggles, like the body and his clothes and his weapon, and refining all the things will take time. I'm not sure that we will be able to do all the things here in the channel, but we can do some videos which will be pretty interesting involving this character and sculpting it. So yeah, hopefully you will give me your feedback. You will give me your feedback right now in the description of this video. Are you interested in this kind of content? Because I told you this is kind of unique. This is a character which still is not in the game. It will be in the game at some point in the next months. But first it has to be modeled, and that's what we are doing now. And then it will be animated. Maybe we can include some of this. Who knows? Although I'm not animated, so I will have to include speaking with our lead animator. She's very good, and she can give us some hints about the character, which will be nice. About animation. Although my channel is not exactly for that, but still I think this is involved in character creation, so it could be interesting for all people. So notice here how my mesh, let me see. Oops, not this one. This mesh. Maybe it's starting to get to... No, it's not. It's okay. Oh, everything is perfect. Okay. Now you see which key I'm using to do this. Probably you see. The solo key here in... from the side view, I don't like it. The solo key here is the... is this key. Whatever. It's next to the right shift. Is the question mark and this line which is falling. Not sure exactly how it's called. But here, of course, we will do a little bit more research. These hair things, stylized hair things, are kind of hard to do from start. Especially if you don't have them exactly like here. They are covered by his collar. So we cannot exactly see what's happening. But it doesn't matter. I mean, we have enough of a hair now to see how the character will look, and he's starting to look pretty well. I mean, I'm starting to see the bad fat guy here. Maybe he's looking a little bit more like right now, a little bit more like some, I don't know. But let me show you another way of making meshes. So I will mask in here, just like this. This will be his beard. And then I will go and, let me just pull this down. Not sculpt. Mask. And I'll have to put this down. Mask extract. Then extract the solid, remove this to 0, okay. And we have another mesh, which is here. And of course, this mesh, now we are on it, we can go ahead and add solidify modifier, increase the size of it. Okay, it's not good, I don't know why, but let's see it. The solidify modifier is not working wonders, but I will go to sculpt mode and shift smooth it. Yeah, I have to select it first, basically. Yes, select like this. And then we can add the solidify modifier. Okay, now it's working better. Increase the size of it. And now we can Control R. Oops. Shift R. Control R. Okay, it's not good. I will have to apply it and then Control R, and now it's working. And now, yeah, sometimes even I am getting a little bit messed up. And now here I will inflate it with the inflate brush, of course, and just try to make it work. And now probably he's looking a little bit more like the concept, since, by the way, he doesn't have eyebrows. I noticed that. But we may put some. Although his goggles will probably hide them, so I'm not sure. Now we don't need the X symmetry here, because this will be asymmetrical from the start. And you will say, but this guy is doing these things very quickly. How is he able to do it? Maybe a little bit of practice helps. Like, I have more than 12 years probably of sculpting practice, almost every day with ZBrush, of course, but it doesn't matter, it's sculpting. And more than maybe 35 years of drawing practice, since I draw since I can remember myself. So, and also my father, he always wanted me to do the things fast. And when I was young, it was very frustrating because I was slow, since I was small and I couldn't do the things fast. Not sculpting, everything. I had to do everything fast because my father was a soldier. He was a major in the army. And major? Yeah, something like this. He was in the army and he wanted me to be fast in everything. And I now kind of want to be fast. So I always am fast. And my wife is not very happy in bed with this, but yeah, you know, sometimes you cannot have everything, you know. But she probably likes some other things in me, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm still looking good, you know. So that's that. Alright, that will be enough for this video. And we will see if we'll make more for this particular character. Very, very pleasant character. Bye for now. See you in the next.